6:32 is the time right now. All new this morning. Ever since the pandemic hit, learning loss has been a big problem among students. And overnight, while you were sleeping, the nation's report card dropped. Overall, not a whole lot of improvement, but locally, there is some good news. Jess Arnold joins us now live outside the D.C. Public Schools Central Office this morning with the story. Jess, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, well, D.C. school scores overall are still below the national average, but there are some decent improvement stories, and the leaders say that they have plans to keep catching up. So first, I want you to hear from the Deputy Mayor for Education.
We have fewer students who are performing at the lowest levels. We have more students performing at proficiency levels, and we are excited that our recovery investments are paying off.
Now, I want to give you a quick overview on what the national report card tells us. It shows what a student should know and be able to do in a given grade. So the scores compare students' academic performance here to their peers nationwide, and it even narrows it down to urban districts as well, which DC is a part of. Let's dig into DC's data now. The biggest highlight is in fourth grade math, where DC schools tied with Delaware for the biggest improvement in math in the nation. They also saw a tiny increase in fourth grade reading and eighth grade math and reading, while the national average decreased slightly there. More DCPS students are also performing at or above the test's proficient level than they were in 2022 across all assessments. Some scores are comparable to other large cities, but all of them are still under the national average and at or below pre-pandemic levels. DCPS Chancellor Louis Farabee spoke yesterday about some of their strategies to improve math achievement, including some curriculum adjustments.
We're offering certificates in math for our teachers as well. And then finally, the engagement with families. We're trying to bridge the gap from what we call old math and new math with families, so families can be more supportive with math concepts at home.
Now, Chancellor Farabee says they have also invested more in one-on-one and small group tutoring, which he says has also helped to improve attendance. And I want to give you a quick snapshot of Maryland and Virginia scores. In Maryland, students scored, let me just check so I'm correct here, they scored below the national average in math, but above the national average slightly in reading. And then in Virginia, those students scored above the national average in math and below, or not below, right at about the national average in reading. But it's all just a few points difference, so everyone's right about the same place with just those slight points difference, and the improvement stories are really where DC is focusing. Wisdom.
All right, Jess Arnold, thank you very much for that information. Now, in addition to that, I decided to do a deep dive into the national report card further to see how the U.S. is doing overall. We want to start with reading right now because scores declined for both grades compared to the last report in 2022. As for math, average scores increased for fourth graders, but there was no significant change for eighth graders. One bright spot, the report found absenteeism has declined since the last assessment.